The man is about to have lunch. Suddenly, he sees his late wife standing in the kitchen. He is shocked. He turns his head to look again carefully. He can't believe his eyes. He quickly asks his daughter to confirm. He says, "Look, your mom is washing dishes over there." The daughter looks where he points, but she sees nothing. The daughter says, "Stop joking like this." But the man is sure he isn't imagining it. He says, "Look more carefully. Mom is right." The daughter says, "Enough already. Mom is already gone. If even you start seeing things, I won't be able to take care of everything." But the man refuses to give up. He asks a worker at the door to check too. The worker looks. He also sees nothing. The man says, "Never mind. Sorry to bother you." He mutters to himself, but she's right there. From that day on, his wife's figure stays in the house. She cooks, does laundry, and cleans like before. She tends to the yard, but she never speaks. He can't touch her. He can't talk to her. She just silently exists, repeating her daily routines. This scares the man a little, but it also fills him with guilt. He knows he was always too busy with work and ignored her for years. He owes her too much. Now that she's here, does she have something to say to him? He asks, "Do you still hate me? Is that why you won't leave?" But she keeps doing her chores silently. She doesn't respond. It's like she's used to being alone. He says, "Say something." Seeing her, but not being able to reach her makes him uneasy at night. Her photo on the wall and her figure in the bedroom frighten him. He feels scared. He can't sleep in the bedroom. He has to sleep on the living room couch. Every night his wife's figure never disappears. But his own life becomes messy after losing his wife. He can't even handle basic housework. Facing the complicated washing machine, he feels helpless. Then his wife's figure walks over. She skillfully shows him how to use it. He copies her movements. The man says, "That's it, so easy." When he's about to leave, his wife's figure seems to know. She smiles at him. She takes out his usual shoes, cleans them, and places them by his feet. This reminds him of 3 years ago. Back then he was struggling at work. He came home in a bad mood. He ignored his wife. He even slammed the door without saying goodbye. His wife just lowered her head, staring blankly at the shoes in her hands. Now he realizes. Even then she still quietly prepared everything for him. He asks a brain science friend for help. After hearing his story, the friend guesses it might be his wife's leftover memories, because his wife had Alzheimer's before she died. Her memory faded. But in special cases, strong feelings can trap some memories in time. Only people who share the connection can see them. The friend adds he might be seeing his wife's last 3 years replaying. This makes the man feel sad and ironic, because in her last 3 years he barely paid attention to his family. They hardly talked. Now they're together in this strange way. The friend warns him the memory replay has a limit. After 3 years his wife's figure will disappear. He'll lose her a second time. But the man still doesn't fully understand his friend's warning. The next day, he sees his wife's figure getting ready to go out. He quietly follows her. He sees his wife enter the hospital. She comes out looking lost. She stands by the street calling him over and over, but no one answers. Her face changes from panic to complete despair. Suddenly he understands. This was the day she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 3 years ago. Back then he was busy with work. He ignored her call. He never called back, seeing his wife alone and helpless. In his memory his heart breaks, overcome with guilt. He makes a big decision. He quits the job he worked for 33 years. He wants to stay with his fading wife, to be with her in these last moments, even if they can't talk or touch. He wants to make up for lost time. He throws himself into this new life. He learns to do chores like she did. He tries making dumplings. He's not good at it, but it feels meaningful. He says, "Yours were always better. Did I use too much filling?" He copies his wife's ways. He keeps the house tidy. As he does this, he realizes how lonely and hard her life was. He thinks of how she held the family together alone. He feels deep regret. One day he sees her take money from a hiding spot. She dresses up and leaves curious. He follows. She enters a nice-looking cafe. She orders tea by herself. She sips it quietly. He watches from outside. He realizes this was her one small luxury. All these years, she always saved money. She rarely spent on herself. She secretly saved it all for their daughter's wedding. He thinks, "You should have treated yourself more." But now it's too late to say. Then his wife seems to remember something. She suddenly turns around and walks back. The man follows his wife to a nearby park. The man thinks, "I never knew this place existed near our home." His wife sits on a bench. She stares at the distant train tracks, as if waiting for something. Then an old man who often walks in the park comes over and chats with the husband. The old man says, "I come here for a walk every day. There used to be a lady who came here at the same time every day. We often talked here. I thought you might be her husband, so I came to speak with you. But the man tells him she has passed away. The old man sighs. But she must have been happy to have such a kind husband by her side until the very end. The man asks, what? The old man says, she once told me that on his way home from work, her husband always waved to her from the train. Hearing this, the man's heart feels heavy. A bittersweet smile appears on his face. He remembers now, back when they were young and just married. They lived in a small apartment near the train tracks. Later life got better and he forgot. He even stopped noticing her waves. He never realized that this forgotten promise was something his wife kept for decades. Every single day, she waved at trains that might not even carry him. She was waiting for his response, but he made her wait too long, too long. Regret and sadness fill his heart. He tells his friend about this after listening. The friend reminds him seriously, the 3-year limit is almost up. Your wife's shadow will soon disappear. You'll have to face the pain of losing her again. Maybe you should move to avoid hurting twice. The man knows his friend means well, but his mind is made up. He already missed her real life. This time he won't miss saying goodbye to her memory. He will stay with this shadow. He stays with her until the end. Time passes quickly. Even their daughter is now old enough to get married. The man still feels his wife is by his side. This special companionship becomes a habit. It's like she never left. The pain in his heart seems to ease a little. But the time to say goodbye finally comes late. One night in the 3rd year, the man notices his wife's shadow is gone. His heart sinks. He suddenly remembers this is the exact night 3 years ago when his wife's Alzheimer's first acted up and she wandered off for the first time. That night she ran out barefoot in her pajamas, but he was too tired from work and thought she'd be fine, so he didn't go look for her. The police only brought her back the next day. Even though he knows he can't change the past, strong regret and the urge to make things right make him rush outside. He searches everywhere. Finally, he finds her curled up on a park bench. She's wearing pajamas, barefoot, sitting there blankly. From this day on, her condition gets much worse. She often forgets the way home. She spends more time staring blankly at home. Her eyes look empty, but sometimes she smiles. It happens when she sees news about a baby gorilla being born. As she reads, she suddenly laughs. When the man sees this, he instantly knows why she's smiling. When he was 26, he proposed to her in front of the zoo gorillas. He said, I'm still pretty unreliable now, but I'll do my best. She said, wait, why are you proposing in front of gorillas? He said, I just felt this was the right moment. She said, couldn't you care more about the mood? He said, sorry. She said, but I don't hate that about you. Let's be happy together. He says yes. Even though his wife forgot their family's names, she still remembers their proposal day. Clearly, soon it's their daughter's wedding day. The man tells the guests about his wife's fading memories over the past 3 years. But just as he's about to talk about her last day, their daughter, in her wedding dress, stops him. She says, stop, Dad. She knows that day was when her mother died, and that it was her fault. She says, I shouldn't have left Mom alone at home. I shouldn't have told her not to go outside. That's why. The man says no. The daughter says, it is. The man tells her the truth isn't what she thinks. The one who caused his wife's death was actually him. That day his wife was ironing clothes, but suddenly went to check the household bills. She forgot to unplug the iron. He tries to unplug it, but he can't touch anything. He rushes to his wife, desperately telling her the iron is still on. He yells, run, run, smelling smoke. His wife quickly runs away, but at the door she turns back. She searches for a metal box with her savings. Frustrated, he thinks she's being greedy. He shouts, forget the money. But then he sees she's grabbing their photo from the gorilla proposal. Seeing this, he breaks down crying. He sobs uncontrollably. He yells, this way, run, please run. At this moment, he hates his past self for only caring about work. He never came home helpless. He falls to his knees begging for his wife's memory to hear him. His wife seems to hear him and whispers, honey. Just as their hands are about to touch, his wife's fading image slowly disappears. It turns out all this was just an illusion created by the man's regret and guilt after losing his wife. It was only a dream of a man who realized too late what truly mattered in life. Because he didn't cherish his loved one, he lost her forever. This pain will stay with him for the rest of his life. The man says, I could have done more for her. I should have cherished our time together more. His daughter says, Dad. The man says, I'm sorry. I hope you two can walk through life together and live with no regrets. Please remember this. The most extraordinary moments are hidden in ordinary daily life. Never forget this truth. In life, we often chase distant dreams, but overlook the real love beside us. We think love means big promises for the future, but forget it's really about being present every day. We chase success and recognition, but ignore the light left on for us, and the eyes waiting for our return. Don't wait until the story ends to chase a name that can no longer hear you. Cherish them now, while your loved ones are here, while love still has time, while every ordinary today can still be held tight.